This is a Zero Mastery walkthrough for Love in the Fast Lane, a featured contract. We've got a bunch of complications and 4 targets in Miami. We are going to be starting with nothing since we are technically Zero Mastery in Miami. One of the targets is isolated from the others, but he's very easy to kill. The other 3 targets are in a public area, but there is a gimmicky way to kill them all fairly easily. So what we'll do at the start here, it's just kind of our standard thing where we're going to run right past that security cordon and into the security room. I'm going to go ahead and grab the key for the event area. And then as soon as these guys move, we'll just come in here and erase all the cameras, just in case we end up needing to go past any of them, and we might. Next thing we need to do is pick some stuff up. I've got that can there just as a possible distraction, but I didn't need to use it. There are also some coins and a phone on the other side of those stairs going down. You can use those. We use the event key, which is not a suspicious act because it's a key, even though we end up trespassing in here, to pick up a rat poison. We're going to need 2 rat poisons and some actual poison. Fortunately, we can get all of that on the map. So we're going to come over here to this medical area, because there's one more key that we need. The event key will get us through doors, but we also need the medical locker key, which that medic is looking at it right now. If we walk in there, he'll consider us to be trespassing, but if we just get him to turn around, we can run in here, grab the key, and then leave. Come in here, grab a needle out of this thing.
Remember, folks, that endurance race is all about.
I am now going to go into the event area by a different route than just going through that door that I could have done, just to make it a little easier on me. So I'm just going to vault over that into the food area and then immediately run out before anybody notices. We're going to come over here to the flak paddock, because they have some rat poison, and we do need 2. Here. Make sure that that waiter, if he's not waiting right there, isn't coming back in from where he goes out to use his phone. Just double check and make sure, because he can catch you trespassing in that room if he happens to be walking through it. We're going to come over here to the Kronstadt paddock. 3 of our targets are in here. And they don't really move. One of them is Sierra's assistant. She will move after the race, but we don't really want to deal with that right now. What we're going to do instead is come back here and grab a waiter costume, because we're going to be using a feature to serve people as a waitstaff, something you can do on a number of levels. It allows you to serve poisoned food to people who are nearby. However, that other waitress is an enforcer, so we're going to have to wait for her to move, because she will catch us if we try to approach and serve, just kind of turning her head to the side there. She will notice. So we just have to wait, and she will turn around, briefly go into the other room for a second. That gives us time to stand here. While we're blending in, she can't notice us, but for whatever reason, we've got to do it carefully here. So we're going to invite the assistant over. Strangely enough, she's actually close enough to be prompted, so we'll get her. We're going to rat poison her, and that's going to send her into the nearby bathroom. We're then going to rat poison again and serve this lady.
Excuse me. You should try this.
She'll get sick as well, but since the bathroom is in use, she's going to go to the trash can in the room adjacent to us. Now, we want to use this opportunity as well to get out of here, so as soon as she starts to get sick, that's going to catch the attention of the waitress. That gives us just enough opportunity to break and go. So first things first, we're going to go into the bathroom, make sure the door is closed, and drown one of the targets. The body won't be found, which I was kind of surprised by, because you'd think there were multiple people looking in here when the door is opened, but as long as no one sees you do it, it won't matter if the body is found anyway. So we're going to come in here, make sure the waitress isn't coming back here, and then just stick the lady. You're using poison there, so even if her body is discovered, and it will be once the waitress walks back in there, it won't count against us. Neither will the other lady's kill. So far it doesn't matter if any bodies are found. Now we're going to head for the other target. We could have done all this in one trip, but I found this to be just a little more convenient in terms of avoiding problems with that body being found, things like that. So we're going to come in here to the medical locker, grab the other poison syringe. We're also going to grab the poison pills. We'll need those for the third target, who we can serve poison food to. But in the meantime, wait for Mr. Durant to be drinking his water or otherwise not facing the medic, and just kill him. There's a camera there. We don't have to deal with it. If you have a gun, you can just shoot it, but since we deleted the evidence at the start, that camera's not active. But do be aware that if you don't destroy the evidence, that there is one camera there in that back alley behind the medical area. Watch for the enforcer guards, and then come back in here. Depending on where the lady is, either wait or not, and then just poison the food. Now, what you may want to do, I'm able to get away during the break, but the timing on this is very tight.
Go ahead.
So what you might want to do is wait for the lady to come out, just while standing there as a server, then wait for her to start going back to the other room before you poison this guy. That way you won't have to deal with any possibility of being suspected while you're too close to the body. But in this case, I was able to get away just because she panicked in response to the poisoning. However, as I said, I don't necessarily recommend that. We're going to go back and get our suit, mainly because that avoids any of the security officers being enforcers. And that will allow us to leave without problem. Nobody will be watching for us the way they might if we were in a staff disguise, as most of the guards who wander these crowd areas enforce just about every employee disguise. But they do not enforce the suit, so we just walk right out. And every single one of our kills has been poison or an accident, so it doesn't matter if any bodies get found after the fact. Nothing will happen to us, and nothing can possibly ruin our score now. Unless you go ahead and kill somebody on the way out or something, which you probably shouldn't do. So this one's fairly straightforward. There's an obvious way that they kind of wanted you to do it. You could just not do it that way and get it faster, but this way is reliable and doesn't require you to bring anything with you. So that's kind of neat.